Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. That was a freaking long intro, guys. A long one, as long as my dick. Yeah, I had to fix some issues. Apparently, my computer decided that I have 3 screens instead of 2, and I kept losing my mouse cursor, and I was what's going on there? So that was the reason for the delay. Anyways, welcome everybody to this beautiful Wednesday morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you are. Might be a completely different story for you. And yeah, we have Thanksgiving coming up tomorrow. I hope you guys gonna have a wonderful time and enjoy it with family. And if you're outside of US, just have a good day. But yeah, we have a Thanksgiving coming tomorrow, and also this Friday, guys, check it out. This Friday, we have a Black Friday sale. It's starting from Friday the 24th and ends on Cyber Monday the 27th. We're gonna have some discounts for our beautiful courses over at Learn Squared. Don't miss it out. Like, it's going to be pretty much similar to what it was last year, guys. If you decide to purchase anywhere between 1 or 2 courses, generally every single thing that you find on the website is going to be 25% off. That percentage going to be automatically applied to your cart. And if you just decide to say, I actually want to buy more stuff because I love Learn Squared. I fucking love it. It's awesome. It's the best. Yeah. So if you feel that way and you want to purchase 3 or more courses, those gonna be then 33% off for everything. So yeah, that sale's coming out. You should be getting email about it soon as well, so you can definitely relate to that email. But yeah, it's going to be percentage off, 25% for everything off from your cart, applied automatically to the total. And if you decide to buy 3 or more, it's going to be 33% off. So yeah, that's coming up. Out of the way. Now we can talk about good stuff. So yeah, welcome everybody. I mentioned last week that we might have to change the days on which I'm streaming. By the way, Josen, I can't tell how to spell your name, but you sent me a potato. and your six months with us. Thank you. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna continue on this painting. I've started it a while ago, and I've said, hey guys, don't despair. I will continue working on it. So here I am. I'm gonna do it. I gotta freaking do it. So I'm gonna work on it. I've started like gathering some references. This is like my old photo that I found. I'm just basically looking through the references and then working with that. So I'm gonna be slowly working on that as well. As you guys know me, I like to work slow. Hopefully it's not gonna be too boring whatsoever. Another thing that's happening, let's see. Oh, we might have some exciting discounts coming from THU, because someone mentioned THU for THU TV, but I'll tell you guys soon how we're gonna distribute it. There's limited seats for the THU TV if you missed the show and you would want to watch what was going on. There's going to be a possibility for you guys specifically. That's Learn Squared exclusive, believe it or not. But it's going to be limited amount of seats. I'll tell you guys a little later. I have to figure out how to distribute it properly so that you have a chance, like a fair chance to get it. What else? Well, I'm gonna work on this, and here's some of the references I started looking for. Now I'll maybe talk about how I go through those references too. I started working on my class as well, so that's happening, and I feel like I need to get more guests on those streams. I like talking with you guys a lot, but I also like to have someone in my headphones, some additional soul that is not separated from me through the chat window. Let's put it this way. And finally, of course, as usual, as always, feel free to ask me any questions as we are on the stream. And yeah, let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. So, yeah, I've been working on this painting. Normally, a sketch like that would take me a couple of hours, like just to get it finished. But since I'm streaming, talking, answering questions, all of those things, all of the above, it tends to take a little longer because I'm not 100% focused on what I'm doing. And so I have to split my thoughts. If I was a young kid from 1995, no, that would be too young, but from 10 years ago, I would probably have better attention span and could split work between and all that stuff. But getting older, and I just cannot have the same amount of focus that I used to have, which shouldn't matter. I still will be able to do that stuff. Do you find yourself gathering references from Google more so than Pinterest? I would say so. And the reason for it is simple. There's something about, I mean, don't get me wrong, Pinterest is an amazing place to find great references as well, and I use it too. It's not like it's either or for me. It's both. The only problem that I have is with Pinterest is that the way the suggestions are added to what you search. So let's say you search for a specific thing. It tends to oscillate within like a limited library of things. Whereas with Google search, you're going to have much more choices and much more variety of choices depending on the keyword you're using. So for that reason, I like to have I like to use both, but for the most part, I would use Google image search. So it's just more convenient. It's easier to use for sure. Let's see. This one. So I'll tell you guys what I'm looking for. So I'm looking at this guy. I'm not looking at the entirety of the picture because I already have my sketch, sort of like the composition and whatnot. I'm looking at the details and specific areas that are going to be my references specifically for what I want to do. So for instance, I want to like clean up this area first and then work on the figure and then go back to the background and see like what else can be added, maybe reframe it. I might actually need to reframe this image as I'm thinking about it. Although, you know, there's something cool about having things really close to you, but on the other hand, it might be much cooler if it's far away, like it's in the frame, and then change the background or something. I like to think when I'm sketching, I like to think that way. Like think about what changes could be done to make the image more interesting. And those can be random, like there is no specific thought process, just something I've learned over time to do. This could be actually much more cool if it's like a guy on a horse. And what I like to do also is like, see this photo right here? Just gonna like blindly copy and paste it. And that's not how it's gonna look in the end. It's just like, I like to have it there. And then experiment like how this would look if I added this guy right here. You know, like sitting right here. And looking at those boats. Like, that could be a cool image too. Like he's sitting right there. Let me do something. It's already open like a new image, so it's fine. You can do like a snapshot of your painting before you do like a drastic changes as well. And because I'm terrible at painting horses, then I like to get those references right. So you would have your horsey looking like that. Those thick ties. And then it would have like a cape or something hanging down right here. Boom. I mean, this kind of gives you a completely different view on an image, right? And then the lighting would be different as well. Looking at it, then you would have, you know, oops, where is that? You would have that different looking lighting. See, one of the things about painting and talking and focusing on the painting is that it can become really quiet when I'm thinking, and I don't like that. I like this stream to be somewhat entertaining to you guys, so it's not just me doing brushstrokes. I should think about getting a music. The problem with the music is that I freaking you need to have like a license for all that shit, so you know, you just cannot grab like a random song and play it. You're gonna get taken down, guys. You're gonna get taken down. But yeah, something like this, right? And then this kind of makes it look different too, like if it's all in the forest. But what I would do is maybe let's see. Let's take this water right here. My lasso tool. Blop. Just make a river real quick. Yeah. It's just like a thinking process. Seeing what could make sense when you work with the painting. See what's up, what sticks. You know, sometimes reworking your original idea works better. But you know, what I would do, I would work that way, like do like a really quick sketch. As you can see, I'm not paying attention to any details, what and whatnot. I'm just sketching it out. I'm looking at the references. I think this is like a really cool lighting reference. I'm not entirely sure about this opening. I do like some of the color choices for like the water and whatnot. So I would definitely go with that, like add some, you know, variations of color and, you know, work that way. But generally speaking, I don't like how open it is. I would still want to make it feel like it's you're still like in the deep forest or something, and there's maybe this one opening that's catching like the light and whatnot. So, you know, so we'll try to achieve that with this painting. I'm not gonna talk about technical details for how I do things. If you guys have those questions, I'll maybe answer some. But I want to leave some of the material for my class, and like the color choices and examining like how the lighting works and all of those things. Yeah, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. It's just like fixing and thinking. Yeah, this could be interesting composition for sure. And it's like with those things, it's so easy, especially with like Photoshop. It's so easy to compose and make like a really quick look. It's almost like a lookbook in a way. Just like a very quick approach. Some brush strokes gives you an idea what it's going to be looking like if you finish it. Because I'm not paying attention to any details whatsoever, and that just makes it fast. So if for whatever reason I hate like the results, I can always like roll back to where it was. Yeah. As you can see, it's like it's starting to take a shape. Very quick change. Yeah, it is live stream, guys. Someone asked, is it a live stream? Yeah, it is. I know we had some replays, I believe, from previous streams played, and mostly we do that when something comes up and you know we still want to play something and you might missed a stream or something, and you know, let's say like I got some extra work to do, client called in and said like, you fucked up, you gotta change this and that, then we might have to do that. But generally we like to have those streams live as often as possible. And you guys know, like we've been with Twitch, we've been partners with Twitch too for a while now. It's been like a year. And thanks to you guys, I mean, this channel has grown, and we definitely I see a lot of familiar faces all the time, and that's great. That's awesome. Like, thanks for being here and supporting what we do, and just listening in, tuning in. I know Momo does his own streams too. I want to make more and more. Matter of time and commitment and whatnot. I think next year is going to be interesting year of small changes, things going on. So for a positive, like we want to start adding more shit. So let's see. I'm looking at this forest thing, and I'm noticing like the lighting, and the lighting direction is slightly different, which tells me that I'm making mistakes. Because that means that the horse will have the light coming from the different direction. Boom. I like how bluish it was here. It would be darker too. More of a direct lighting vibe. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where was that layer? Right here. Just adding colors. I might play, you know, guys, I might play some Cloud Kicker. We spoke with him, with the artist, and he was okay to play it. But maybe next time. I need to figure out how to play music so it's not distracting, so I can control the volumes and whatnot. Been playing any games? Yeah, I've tried. I've been playing some, like trying different games. Not that many. I'm not a big gamer personally. Trailer for the project skins in League of Legends. No, I haven't seen it. I want to check it out. I definitely want to check it out. Where's my... God damn it. Guys, Windows computers. I love having all the horsepower, but fuck's sakes, the amount of problems you get from Windows is insane. League of Legends skins trailer. I wonder if that's the thing. Did you guys see that fucking Boston Dynamics backflip? Motherfuckers. I'm pretty sure you've seen it. That shit is insane-ish. Hold on, let me find it. I'll show you this, guys. I'm pretty sure most of you have seen it, right? But check it out. I mean, holy shit. Right? So the road is jumping and jumping. I mean, for reals. Yeah, it's Vitaly Bulgarov designed the shell for it. So good. I love that guy. But check it out. And whoop, holy shit. It's fucking, oh my god. All right. 5 years from now, it's gonna fuck us up. This shit's gonna go on the street and kill everyone. It's literally freaking Skynet happening in front of our eyes, guys. It's crazy. It is crazy, insane shit. Yeah. It's terrifying too. It's fucking terrifying, guys. I don't know what's gonna happen with the AI coming up. You know, we have AI. We have Elon Musk saying openly that we should really consider curbing, like not curbing because you cannot curb it, but doing something with the AI so that it's not out of control. Because right now it's just like doped out programmers somewhere in the Silicon Valley on Adderall and fucking LSD trying to get us all killed. I just cannot imagine what's gonna be what's the next 10 years gonna look like? What's the like in 10 years? What's gonna happen in 10 years? Like, let's guys give me some of your ideas. What do you think is going to be a biggest change in next 10 years? Like, what is going to happen that is going to be so groundbreaking or significant that 10 years from now, I mean, when it happens, most likely, like with everything that happens so far, we'll be like, oh my God, what is happening? And like a month later, we'll be like, oh yeah, it's already there. Like we tend to forget and accept things really quickly. I've been watching Black Mirror on Netflix. I actually watched Black Mirror before it came on Netflix with the new season. I watched the season 1 and 2, and especially the last season 3. I think it's the first episode of season 3 where it's all about rating people. I'm not giving you any spoilers. I mean, for fuck's sakes, like, you watch the first minute and you know what it's about. But and then I've read that the Uber app, you can actually rate not only drivers but also passengers on Uber. And immediately I thought about Black Mirror. Immediately, it's like, oh, you're just doing the Black Mirror thing, rating people, and then like if you have a bad rating, like, I get the idea, but I think the implementation of that is horrible, because just like everything becomes so artificial. I hate that, because I live in a town where everyone is fucking fake, guys. You come to LA and everyone is in their own bubble, trying to present themselves how wonderful they are and how great their lives are. And everyone is not themselves. Everyone is someone else. And it's so annoying, because you can tell. Like, if you're smart enough, you can tell who's fake. And this town is filled with people like that. And it's crazy. And it's driving me nuts. And now Uber is doing it to everyone. Oh my God. I hope that's the only app that's gonna use it. That's the only app, and it's, and eventually it's gonna die. I mean, I love using the service, but come on, guys. That's insane. That's crazy. Instead of just rating people, how about you fucking do something about background checks and screening people, and implementing different ways of protecting both, like, the drivers and the customers. Makes me think that maybe the taxi union, I mean, I don't know the whole situation, but like the legislation around it maybe makes sense in the hindsight, because there's way less incidents when it comes to like taxi drivers and passengers versus the horrible stories you can hear about, like Uber, for instance, with, different allegations and whatnot. But anyways, that's not a show to talk about that, but I think it was worth mentioning that, when I was watching Black Mirror, and but anyways, what do you guys think? Like, what is going to be in the next 10 years? The next 10 years, like, the most significant change that's going to be mind-blowing. China is already rating people on a social level. God damn it. Close the borders, guys. Close the borders. God damn it. How crazy is that? Like, rating people. How fucked up is that, guys? How about turn off a computer? I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite, by the way. But how about turn a computer off and go and hang out with people? And then if you don't like someone, just don't meet with them. I think that the problem with like all the rating stuff where you rate people is that because prior to social media, Like, in order for anyone to have a voice, you had to actually have something interesting to say and something smart to say. Like, you had to be smart enough to go through the threshold to actually be heard, you know, because the only avenue you could do it with was going on like a live TV or radio and whatnot. So you had to be at least smart a little to say something and have everyone to hear it. Now, every fucking dummy on this earth can say whatever they want. And the problem is, there's so many stupid people, so many stupid people out there that will listen to it and herd around it. And that's a problem, guys. And when you add rating, to that, that's a problem. Talking about rating actually reminds me of that episode. I don't know if you guys seen. There's this show on FX. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's actually like three students that created it here in LA. Like it's 2 students and an actor, like an aspiring actor, and they created this show. It was like they created it like 10 or 12 years ago. It became like one of the most successful. One of the most successful sitcoms, and it's amazing. It's like so unapologetic. But there's this guy Dennis, and he's going like dating, and he's getting rated, and he's just obsessed about his low rating. Like one of my favorite episodes when he's flipping out doing that. Bean, thanks for your subscription, man. 15 months, holy shit. And then Tom Lokes, thanks for subscribing, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, in 10 years from now, I mean, China, holy shit, China is already rating people. That's so crazy. I'm not moving to China. Fuck it. Fuck that place. No offense, guys. No offense for anyone who's in China, but fuck you with your rating. I don't care about it. I don't care anything about that. So, but yeah, future is tedious and fake. Hell yeah. I'm curious. I'm curious how it's gonna change. You know what? Like, there's this development about streaming your conscious through the air, like through internet, so you can like your thoughts, instead of just saying things, you can think things and then they're gonna happen. They did like this experiment where they connected 2 people from different parts of the world, and they managed to think about saying like, hello, how are you, something like that, and then the person on the other end would see that being written on the screen. So that's already in development, which tells me that not far away from now, you'll be able to think and say it instead of saying it. And how far from that we're at the place where you will actually have everything public, and you could read what people are thinking by just hacking their thoughts, and then hacking thoughts, and then maybe going into the realm where everyone knows everything about everyone. And how then this fakeness is gonna work? Like, if you're a fake person, someone will just like hack and look into your thoughts, like, oh, you're full of shit. Oh, there you go, you're full of shit. That's what's happening. You're just full of shit. And maybe all that fakeness will go away then. But then no privacy, guys. What else? Why do people live there with the high housing costs? Is it jobs? Oh, you're talking about LA. Yeah, man. I mean, LA is a town that you love and hate. It's both. You love it and you hate it. And it's same to me. Like, I love it and I hate it. There are things that I wish have stayed the way they were before, like the amount of people living here. Like, I wish it was different. I wish it was like it was 10 years ago, at least 10 years ago. but like the change that happened over past 10 years is insane. This town is gaining, from what I've read, around 10% influx in population every fucking year. It's insane. Which means like in 5 years you have 50% more people, and you can see it and feel it. If you go on a freeway, you want to get from place A to place B, you have a rush hour 24/7. It's fucking insane. I hope it's not gonna get worse, but it's fucking wishful thinking, guys. So that's I hate that the fact that it's overpopulated. There's just way too many people. I hate the fakeness that I talked about. It's here, it's present. Anyone who lives in LA can testify to that. Here's the thing that I love about this place. Every fucking thing is here. Everything you can imagine and dream of. Everything. Best food, right here. Like all the best chefs from the world will come here because they know they will make money here. Because there is a market for it. Everything is here. You need like fucking best doctors in the world because you feel sick. Fucking everything is here. You need best jiu-jitsu schools in the world. There's like 10 of them here. You need like professional coaches, like anything. Everything is fucking here. It's insane. You gotta love that. Like the fact that you everything is here. Most of the best studios are here too. I mean, heck, in Santa Monica you have Riot Games and Naughty Dog, just to name a few. You have all of the film studios here too. All of them. Like not just some of them, all of them. All of them are here in LA. Not in New York, not anywhere. Here in Los Angeles. Like everything is here. So if you live here and you work here, I mean, from experience, you know, I lived in Poland, I lived in Germany, I lived here. I moved back to Poland when I was here and then moved back here. I can tell you that being in LA makes it much easier to find work, because just the fact alone that you can go and have a meeting face to face, like it's, you know, obviously you have to fucking leave early and spend like 1.5 hours to get there. But just the fact that you can do it, just the fact that a director or a production designer or whoever is going to work with you can have that face-to-face conversation with you, that is really important for them. And because they can just like see you in person and have that conversation, it just makes a big difference. And I know it for a fact, because ever since I've been working here, it's been much easier for me to find jobs while being here versus being anywhere else. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can still be super successful not being in LA, but it's going to be much easier to land a job right here. But for a cost of, you know, if you're outside of this area, like if you're outside of California, if you live in a place where it's the cost of living is not that expensive, and you find you might just need one job in, you know, for a long period of time, and that's going to be enough for you to live like really well, versus if you're here, you might work like 3-4 jobs and you still are not doing that great. So there's a trade-off, obviously. So it is a place that I would say LA is a place that is fine and works well if you have money. If you don't have money, this is probably the worst place to be in. Because then you live in, like, if you cannot afford to live in a good neighborhood, and by good neighborhood I mean the neighborhood where people are not getting shot by gangs, then I wouldn't move here. Like, if you cannot afford it, don't move here. It's terrible. It's terrible. But if you have money, if you can afford it, move here. I mean, I'm not saying move here, but you can live here. It is expensive though. It's fucking expensive. It's insanely expensive. The housing costs, from my experience, almost doubled since I came here. And it's like, what? 2010 is when I moved to Los Angeles. And I remember paying, like, for one bedroom when I moved here, for like a really nice one bedroom, you would pay $1,800, I think, in West Side, like in Santa Monica area. Now for the same like the same spot, I've looked it up, and it was like 2,600 for the same spot. I had a spot right on the water as well once. I was renting. That the price of it went up in a matter of like 2 years. It went up like $900. It's some fucking insane numbers. And the main reason for that, by the way, is that because Silicon Valley decided that the Silicon Valley is now not enough, so they moved they're moving everything here. So you have Snapchat, you have freaking BuzzFeed, Google, Facebook, all of those places opening up in Venice and Culver City and Playa Vista. And now like the whole west side is just becoming a Silicon Valley. And for those who know San Francisco area, that, you know, the cost of living starts to look very similar, which is insane. Yeah, it's getting like, it was expensive, now it's getting ridiculous. It's that turning point. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, definitely there's work here. AI is going to change everything. That's true. AI is already affecting our lives. Like if you go Google search and you drag and drop an image for, you know, you can drag and drop from your folder, like the reference or image, to Google directly, and it will find, to like weird accuracy, it will find similar images, and it will even recognize what's in the image. So that's there already. You have all of like the autonomous cars and all of that stuff coming up really fast. So that's coming up too. So that's AI as well. And then you had that Facebook experiment. So we had two AIs talking to one another, and they invented their own language in a couple of minutes. So they had to turn it off. So yeah, it's gonna get crazy. I think AI, and I mean, I'm not being original here at all, but AI is definitely gonna be something that will drastically affect our lives in next couple of years. I think automation, AI, and the technology push will drastically change our lives. I mean, we have conversations now, and those conversations start to happen on legislative level in US as well. I mean, those been around in Europe from what I remember, about universal basic income, meaning just for being alive you get X amount of money from the government, because it's cheaper. It might be cheaper to pay people to have enough money to live, and then robots and freaking AI do the work for us, than paying for all the healthcare, all of like the unemployment and all of that stuff that comes to a play when you don't have a job and you need, like, you're on the street. Like, it's much cheaper to pay you basic like they're getting that idea that it might be cheaper to get like a basic income and live off that, than helping to keep you alive when you're, you know, on the streets. There's some crazy conversations going on, and it's all because like how fast the whole automation is moving. I mean, I could imagine that 10 years from now, you're not going to need accountants and, you know, drivers, like Uber drivers or taxi drivers, or even a car. And there's like, you know, McDonald's started to use like iPads instead of cashiers. There's just so much automation going on that like the basic jobs gonna hurt, and they're already hurting. And then I wouldn't be surprised if the creative jobs gonna be on the axe as well. Under the axe. So Nothing is set in stone, guys. Nothing is set in stone, and everything can change any moment, and it's can be scary, but we'll get by. The beauty about human beings is that we adapt really quick. If you're smart, and by smart meaning you use your brain cells every now and then, and you realize like, hey, there's no jobs in this industry. Let's learn something else. Like that's the just that thinking process you have. Realizing like, hey, I'm not getting a job. That means there's no job for me. That means either I have to learn something new or get better at what I do. If you can come to that conclusion, you'll be fine, I think. Space and biomedical. Yeah, man, there's so many things. Like I think the CRISPR might be the most groundbreaking thing that'll ever happen to our fucking species. Hollywood is moving to China. That's true. That is true. Most of the movies are made for China these days. That's so crazy. I'm so slow at answering you people. Out of topic. Maciej, do you have probably explained this before, but I'm curious to know how exactly you got your first AAA job. What is your portfolio? Was it your portfolio alone, or were you connecting with people? Do you happen to have your first portfolio at hand? I don't have my first portfolio. I think I've shown this painting. I would have to search for it. I don't have it at hand. I don't want to open new files because I'm pretty sure the moment I click open, you'll see some client work that you're not supposed to see. But I remember, so I worked as a freelancer for a while. I was like studying, going to like university, working as a janitor, and then also switching to like, I had those jobs from like a Joe Schmo from Kentucky or something that, they would pay me like $5 and do a painting for me, that kind of deal, which was financially was bad, really bad, but like, hey, I'm loving what I'm doing and I'm learning at the same time, and hey, they're paying me money for doing it, so why not doing it? So I had those jobs, and then I remember there was this small company that did the trailers for Battle Out of Hell and Painkiller, for the Painkiller game. It was a Polish company. Horrible looking trailers, by the way. Really bad. But hey, they're at least trying. But yeah, there was this like a small company that was doing that work, and they contacted me to do some work. I think I did like one painting that was really good. Then I was doing some sketches. I don't think it was working out. There was some weirdness going on. I don't even think that this company even exists anymore. But anyways, so I did like a painting. I did a painting of one of the bosses from the game. It was like this fucking hellish looking monstery thing. And I remember my friend, like a guy I knew from back when, Sławek Latos, he was working over at People Can Fly, and and that company was making trailers for their game. So I remember the CEO of the company saw like the painting, and he was like, "Who did that painting?" And it was just so lucky because Sławek was in the room with the CEO, and he said like, "I know that guy." Because I've shown him my work before. Like I've shown my friend the work before. We used to communicate over like instant messengers, and we knew each other from the forums. So yeah, he connected me with the company, and I think I had like a call interview, and 2 weeks later I was moving to Warsaw. I was moving to a different city. And I was like, guys, I was working as a janitor and I was a student, and I had an opportunity to make way more money than I would ever imagine making, um, being a fucking janitor after I finished my university, or even working in the degree that I was making, like being the electrotechnical engineer or something like that. I would not. I would be probably electrician at the end of the day, and I would not make anywhere near what I was offered to make. So the decision was quick. I was like, "Fuck yeah, fucking, I'll be there tomorrow." Had like no kids, no commitment, guys. It's just me and my girlfriend at the time, and she's my wife now, or been my wife for forever. Um, and yeah, that's how it happened for me. And it's usually, it all comes down to your work, man. Like, if the quality of the work you're doing is good, then you will have those opportunity moments. You will have those moments where, something happens, and you get connected with the right person. But I would never get that email if my work was not good enough. Like, I would never get that phone call. I would never get that attention in the first place. Because if the painting was okay, like it was nothing groundbreaking and whatnot, it would probably just slide by like, oh, it's cool, and yeah, let's move on. But I think the painting was just good enough for them to like, hey, like we actually do need a concept artist, and this guy did a good job. Uh, let's see if we can hire him, and that's basically how it worked out for me. And it was this exactly same situation with Naughty Dog. Like it was almost uh almost a copy of that situation too. I was working at the time over at Crytek, and I remember releasing this bunch of work that I did for the project that was canceled. And it was like different, the all those fantasy paintings with like different looking castles and all that like environmental cool looking shit. I remember I was having a ton of fun doing that work, by the way. So I've released that work, and my buddy Hanno Hagedorn, he works over at, gosh, I can't remember the name of the company. They did the Titanfall game. Crap, I'm so bad with names. Holy shit. But yeah, and there's so many good companies in LA. It's just hard to remember the names of them all. So, gosh, I wish I remember. I'm actually gonna look it up because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for me to freaking not remember. Those are the X Infinity Ward guys. Respawn. Fuck yeah. Respawn Entertainment. And yeah, there's quite a few really good artists working there. Anyways, yeah, so Respawn, he works over there, but he used to work at Naughty Dog, and yeah, he was just looking at my work, and Evan Wells was just walking by like, oh, this is cool. Who's that guy? I know him. Oh, perfect. It was exactly the same thing. Just reversed. Like, but yeah, anyways, connections are really important. Like knowing people, being genuine and being real and not fake, is, even in this fucking town, guys, it's important too. Like if you have friends that they know they can trust you, and you're not like some kind of douche or idiot that is just like constantly trying to game around everyone. And by game, I mean like taking advantage of people and being like, blunt about it, like blatantly abusing trust. Like if you're not that kind of person and you can get by and be cool and not be a douchebag, then like that's important. That's really important to have that. You don't want to be a douchebag or be remembered as a douchebag. You want to have some trust people trust you. So that when that happens, it's just easier. If you know the right people, like you might know some good artists, or you might know artists that become good over time. Now, if you're not a dick to everyone and you're just a regular dude or a regular girl and just trying to get by and you're cool with people, and you help people, helping people can return, like, very rarely returns the favor, but when it does, it's like, wow, that was really worth it. So that counts too, guys. Like, being helpful to others counts too. But yeah, I mean, it all comes down to your work. If your work sucks, no matter how nice you are and no matter how helpful you are, you're gonna have a hard time finding work and whatnot. It's much easier if your work is good and you're a nice person. I know a lot of people, like, not personally, but I hear stories about people and have experiences with people that have amazing work, but oh my god, as humans are fucking horrible to deal with. And clients can sense that too. Like, clients working with artists can tell if the artist is taking their work seriously, or if it's like a fucking, like, there's, oh my god, I've heard those stories from art directors themselves, from film and video games industries, like from top level guys saying, I hired this artist that you would think is amazing, and I fucking fired his ass a week later because he was impossible to deal with. And there are people like that, believe it or not. All right, let me get one more question. I'm gonna have to wrap it up this stream. I got a lot of work to do, and then obviously we have Thanksgiving coming up. And move to Bay Area. From Bay Area to Iowa, my rent went from $800 a month to $300 a month for a house. $800 a month for a house, dude, in Bay Area? That's insanely cheap. I cannot believe you. I don't know where you are living in Bay Area, but that's, I don't believe you. Houses in I mean, I guess like in the outskirts. But if you want to be in San Francisco or San Francisco area, or like where all the companies are, fucking forget it. Like, it starts at $5,000 for $4,000 per house. In Santa Monica, if you want to have a house that is not the fucking tiny shack built in '60s and never updated, you're gonna pay at least $6,000 these days for like decent sized house. It's insane. How is in-house studio work? Is really communal, and you learn a lot from watching other people. Oh yeah, so like if you would compare it to freelance work, for instance, definitely. There's certain things that I miss about being an in-house, working in-house. I remember the most fun memories that I have from working in this industry is when I was over at Naughty Dog, and when I was working with the guys at Disney and Marvel. At Disney specifically, when I was with Darren Guilford and working on the Tron movie, like the one that was canceled. I think they're rebooting it. From at least I saw the news about it, that they were rebooting the movie, which would be great. I think it will be fantastic if they make it, but they didn't make it last time. Anyways, I had like my best memories from just hanging out with people, learning from them and whatnot. That was the most fun. At Naughty Dog, I remember, obviously, I mean, Eitan would tell you those stories when I would be like an absolute dick to people. Like, hey, how did you do this? How how did you do that trick in Photoshop? Like, oh, it's so easy. You just press a button and it works. Like, I'll just like, I would do that, but I would do it on purpose to piss off Eitan and Nick and John and whatnot. But at the end of the day, we would still have those conversations when we would just like look over the shoulder and ask like, oh dude, like this looks awesome. Like, how did you do that? Like if you have the right people in a team, being in-house and working in a studio can be a blessing, man. Like it can make a shitty project. Like, you know, like sometimes you might be working on a video game or a movie or, you know, or a book or whatever that is. And the project is like, you want to fucking remove your eyeballs from your skull. It's so bad. Like that happens. Or the project is awesome, but the body of work that you're doing for it is not that exciting, you know? To me, it was like, if I would rate working on The Last of Us, which, by the way, I had the most fun because of the people mostly. I would say 10 to 15% work I was really excited about, and the rest was just like, I don't want to paint grass and abandon shit like ever again in my life, fucking ever. After this project was ended, so you can get there. It was not one of those, you know, when you like work on a sci-fi something and you can like really dive into a design and it's fun. It was nothing like that. It was just examining nature, how it deteriorates everything, and how grass is overgrowing, and fucking doing it over and over and over, and then doing sketches and like, oh my god, like there's some moments where I just like, oh, I don't want to do that ever again. But working with Eitan, John, Alex, and, you know, Aaron, Nick, all those guys, it was the most fun I ever had. And yeah, we've learned a lot from one another. Like we would try different software and then like go back and forth with questions. Like if you're with the right people, it can make change things a lot. Like look at I spoke about Nick Jindra. Look at him, and then obviously John Park, Jonathan Berube, and gosh, there's so many other guys working over there at Lightstorm. Jonathan Back, and there's Anis, I think. There's a few more guys. Some of them I don't know personally. But they're like fucking posting amazing sketches every day instead of like one-upping one another, and just like not one-upping in a bad way, but in like a good way. Like, look, I did this, like do something better. I dare you to do something better. And then they do something better. And it's just like a competitive, like a healthy competitive environment. When they post work and like learn new things, it's fucking awesome. I actually talked about it with John Park when he was on my Art Cafe stream last week. And when you have that spirit between you and your coworkers, that's awesome. That is the best thing that can happen. And then the project doesn't really matter. You could be working on the next Pokemon thing where you hate Pokemons, but you're working on Pokemon, and you would still enjoy it because of the people you're working with. And that's more important than anything else, I would say. So for that's something I, you know, from the studio work perspective, I definitely miss that. I enjoyed having all of those rowdy and fun conversations with you know, Eitan and Aaron, going for those coffee walks where we were just like freaking out about sunsets and like the lighting on the building, and, you know, and then talk about, you know, bleached buttholes and all that stuff. So definitely like a lot of fun times. But that's, yeah, you know, but then you're at work. You're basically going to work from whatever 8, 9, or 10 a.m. till you know, till the evening. So when you work as a freelancer, you can just make your own time, which is great. You can decide where you start and where you end. Nobody's controlling you. It's a blessing and a curse too. If work is not going well, guess what? Your client doesn't give a fuck. if your sketches sucked and you needed to start over. They want to see the results. So you're going to have to work late if that's necessary. Anyways, hope that's helpful. I hope I answered your question to fullest of my extent. There's one more. Any reason to even apply to studios in US if you're not a US citizen, no matter the work quality? I'll tell you that. So I did like a Art Cafe episode about immigration, where you can decide for yourself after you listen to it. Just go to a YouTube channel, the Art Cafe YouTube channel, and it was episode one of like in mid, maybe like 20, somewhere between 20 or 40, I think. It was with Alex Neonakis and gosh, I can't remember this guy's name, but it was like actual immigration lawyer on my stream. So you can figure out by just listening to it how difficult it is to get here, to get actually work permit. You have to be really fucking good to be even considered to come here. For US studios, it's so much easier to hire a person that is local. There's so many artists locally that I can hire, and they only make exceptions for like really, really good guys or girls to come over and work over here. So usually, from my experience, is that most of my friends that came here from Europe or other places to work in US companies, they're already amazing artists, and they would never get here if they weren't. They would just never had a chance. So, and I had that experience myself. Back in 2009, I got offered. I got a phone call. I was, talking with the guys at Blizzard, with the possibility to work for Blizzard, to work for the cinematic studio, and my work for specifically what they needed was good. That's why they was talking with me. But they found equally good artists around here, or even if they found an artist that was equally good or even better. I think the guy who they hired was more diverse with tools. Like they had more tools knowledge, which was more effective for them, and cheaper, like way cheaper. It can cost anywhere from $10,000 to $40,000 to get your sorry ass to United States. That's how much money it costs to get my fucking smelly Polish potato ass over here. So it's a big investment for a company to get a person here. So that's why it's very hard. Is it worth it? I would say if you wanna move here specifically only for work, I would say no. And you're not gonna enjoy being here because it's a different culture. It's a culture shock. It's a completely different place than anywhere you live or anything you even imagine by watching TV and whatnot. Like the moment you step on this land and like experience the culture, it is way different than what you think. And even though it's still like there's a lot of familiarities that you're gonna see, the life is different, and some of those life differences can be a deal breaker for some people. And I know some people that just didn't enjoy being here and moved back. They were not like I'm missing home, and they moved back. So so for work specifically, unless it's like an amazing project that you cannot say no to, then move. Now, if you're young, you can always do whatever you want and try it at least. But if you want to have like a lifestyle and life quality change, definitely, it could be definitely a good option. Again, I would say if you can make good money in US, then it's worth moving here. If you're not gonna make good money in US, I would say it's not worth it, because it's a nice country to be in if you earn. If you don't earn, you'll be better off in Europe if you're from Europe, or I don't know, like in the country where they actually do have good social services, where they can support you if something happens. If something happens to me here, I'm fucked. I'm joking. Anyways, I hope this is helpful too. All right, let's wrap it up here. Gosh, like I'm trying to be a little bit self-conscious these days, and I don't know if it's a legit concern or not, but if for whatever reason I do sound a little preachy, fucking let me know, because I don't want to sound like a douche. Trying to like give you guys my honest opinions, and sometimes I do sound like a dick, but I hope I don't. But anyways, thanks guys for being here. Thanks for joining and listening in. I'm really happy to see everyone here. Happy Thanksgiving. If you're in US, hope you're gonna have amazing time with family. I would say don't talk about politics when you meet with your family. Like, fucking avoid that topic like fire. These days, if you talk about politics, you lose fucking friends and family members left and right. So don't do that. Talk about buttholes maybe. Talk about buttholes. Like, ask your mom, do you bleach your butthole? I don't know. Maybe that's a better conversation for a better topic for conversation. Or, I know it's a good topic. Bidet. You know, like having that butt spray in your house. Maybe that's a good topic. Hell yeah. Oh, sorry guys. Anyways, thanks guys for being here again. Black Friday sales coming up on our website on learnsquared.com. If you wanted to buy that class and you want to save money, it's going to be your chance to do it this Black Friday all the way through the weekend, and including Cyber Monday. So from 24th till 27th, 25% off everything on the site. And if you buy more than 3, then the discounts jump to 33% off. So enjoy that. Thanks guys, and I'll talk to you next week. I've mentioned we're gonna have a new class from Adam Swap coming up, and that's coming up really soon. We were hoping to release it this week, but we don't want to rush it. We are not rushing it because it has to be done and it has to be perfect for you guys. So that's coming up soon as well. And obviously Aaron Lemonic's class this year. And more exciting shit next year, guys. There's going to be some fucking good amount of good classes that we have in works that are coming next year. So stay tuned. There's a lot going on. And yeah, thanks for coming. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.